Well, hello, hello, hello.
Well, hello. How are you? How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. How was your weekend?
My weekend was full of work, 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 work. A man's work is never done, and neither, and definitely never a woman's. I'm telling you, I had cocking to do.
Hi, TMM.
Hey, KMM, it's good to see you. Yeah,
Every everything's good except for my upstairs counterparts are all sick,
that's not good.
so I'm staying below deck.
Well, yeah, I would too. I would stay way below deck.
Yeah, I might
Whoa.
even pack a bag and get out of Dodge.
How was your weekend, KMM? Did you have a good weekend too? I mean, I have
Wasn't
to.
your show this weekend? Her ice
Oh,
show?
so many sick people. Did you
Yeah,
have your ice show this weekend?
I thought it was coming up.
I think so.
Oh, great. Awesome.
What happened? I miss. Sorry, I'm over here typing away. Just something else. I'll look. Sorry.
It went wonderful.
Oh, that's awesome! Yay! And how's your nephew? Or your
Yeah,
is it your
nephew.
nephew? How's he doing? Curious. Um. So let's talk about what are you going to start with? What would you like to start with?
Oh, I like to start with the president of Denmark or the
Okay, go
prime
ahead.
minister
Go
or the
ahead.
prime minister. Because, he's all hot on the tails of Trump for that Greenland that Trump wants to buy. And he says it's not for sale. It's been a part of Denmark. It'll always be a part of Denmark. And then he said, and I'll say it in terms that you may understand, fuck off. I
Are you
swear,
serious?
swear, I swear, I swear.
That's good news, KMM. I'm sure the donor will be coming soon. I'll have to look into that and give you a better just I'll have to look into that. Um well, how about the Colombian president? He turned around and Trump said he sent those two planes. Okay, now let's talk about that for a second. That was crazy. We sent them back on military planes with handcuffs. Okay, so everyone knows, first of all, these were taking out the dangerous, notorious criminals first. Okay. And he said, you are sending them back undignified. Okay, wait a minute. Did they come over here dignified?
Well, yeah, they were wearing their Nike and their Reebok and their
And
Under
coming right
Armour.
across the river. And no, it wasn't dignified how they came over here and jumped our Brit, got in here. Second of all, they're going to be in handcuffs because there's only like so many people on a plane, and you got 80 of these criminals that could overtake the plane.
Right.
Are we like not putting two and two together? So I think his comment, I was looking at it and I kept watching it thinking, this guy's got to be drinking tequila, a lot of it, making his comments. He had to have been. And then so
Drinking something.
he was loaded. And then he goes, well, this is not going to happen. Trump is not going to do this. And Trump said, okay, they sent those two planes back with them in them, and we're not taking them until you send them back
So are
on a
they flying
plane.
around like we were, just lost in space?
Yeah, basically. And then he said, we want them sent back on a commercial flight. Well, Southwest didn't want them.
No,
So,
nobody. You know.
oh, it was a joke, and then he said, well, if you don't. If we can't send like this, it's a 25% tariff on you. And if you don't get it fixed in 7 days, it's a 50% tariff on you. So I
Right.
thought, what does Colombia give us? It's that important.
Coffee.
And cut flowers, and it's
Oh,
coming close to Valentine's Day.
sorry.
You know, and he goes, and I'm going to raise the tariffs on the United States too. And I thought, well, what do we send you? Corn feed. We send them corn feed for their animals.
So we just don't send it no more.
It's like, well, we'll just keep the corn feed and feed our own animals.
Right.
Just that simple.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can't even wrap my brain around what that guy was thinking.
Hi, Royal Apple.
Well, hello, Royal Apple. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. So,
Well, did you hear about who they have arrested and deported?
yeah.
There was one of them was he was wanted for murder in Mexico.
Well, see, I mean, there you go.
Another one was a child rapist.
Yes. And he said, no. And he was from Thailand or Taiwan or something. They said, where were you from? What do you mean, where am I from? Where was I born, or where did I come from? Well, we already know where you came from, and it's awful hot there. But where were you born?
Right.
Do they have pitchforks where you came from? I mean, you just all of this stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable how much Trump has done in the short time he's been in there.
A week and 7.5 hours.
Right. And look how much he has done in a week and 7 hours, and how long it took Biden to destroy us.
A week and 7 hours.
No, he was on a decline in a week himself.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It took him a whole week to start pulling us under.
Right. Well, he did his start, but to get us where we were at right now, it took him 4 years. And you're going to see this thing just skyrocket in about a few months. I mean, I really feel like it's just going to go crazy in a few months. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then what?
Well,
then what?
I do know that they said that they're going to try and locate the 300,000 children. But apparently that when the kids came over, a lot of them did not get fingerprinted.
There you go. So how are you going to find them? They found bodies in Diddy's tunnel. Guys, in the White House that has the White Mansion with the big bricks, they have found bodies right now as we speak. And I told you that like forever ago. But you know what? Did you hear that Maine had an earthquake?
Yes. And they felt it all the way to Boston.
Right. And let me ask you a question about that. Kind of funny how that happened on the day that the next day after Trump said we're going to release the JFK files. Somebody's a little worried. Somebody's a little worried.
Who's that?
Those people that are hiding those files. There was a thing I saw that there was a guy on YouTube that said, I killed JFK. And I thought,
are you stupid?
well, he was already in prison. But I thought, is this the I am Catty Connie. No, I am Catty Connie.
Will
No,
the
I am
real
Catty.
Jimmy please stand up? Please
I
stand up.
will the real murderer, please.
We know who the real murderer was. It was George W.
It was Johnson.
and Johnson.
Well,
The two of
Johnson.
them. Was it
By the
George
way, I
W.
want
or
to know
George H?
Johnson was
Whatever.
George W. Was the old man.
Yeah,
he
the
was-
old man.
Johnson was the one that took the presidency. He was the vice president, and sad to say, I'm related to him somewhere along the line. But I have a fun fact that they don't ever tell you in the history books that Johnson never. I always noticed that he was always, when they recorded him on the TV, they always showed him from the waist up. They never really showed him walking away or doing anything. And the reason is because he walked around the White House in his boxer shorts. You know what a legacy my family has left me with.
That's a good story though, Deb.
You know, it's like, oh, good. That's something I'd like to tell my grandkids. I don't think so. Well, just you guys just listen to whatever you want to. I don't care.
Right.
I'll tell the facts if I have to, but that's not one fact you need to know. That don't make a difference. So let's see. Let's go down his executive orders here. He's going to start drilling. Let's see. They got them dead bodies of earthquake or start. Well, see, there you go. Well, those. Oh, you're talking about those bodies of Diddy's. Those bodies of Diddy's was in the tunnels underneath his house, and his white mansion, and yeah, I have a tendency to believe there's a lot of people involved in that are going to go down in a short period of time.
They said Snoop Dogg is already starting to go down. He's
Well, there you go. You know, I don't even know. I sit here embarrassed because I don't even know a song that Diddy ever sang.
Why? Don't be embarrassed.
Do you?
Obviously, it was never good enough to know. I mean, you know.
I don't know of any of them. I never listened to that kind of music, but you know, it's amazing, and I kind of wanted to touch on these J6ers. I've been listening to, instead of listening to the great big news that I really should be listening to bring to you, I've been listening to the interviews with the J6ers, and it's incredible. The things that they went through, that they came out and they have a sound mind after some of the things they did to them in the DC jail. And some of them, mind you, had never even gone before a judge.
I have breaking news.
What?
They said that Trump's order of birth right citizenship
Withdrew.
His order is constitutional.
Oh, good. Because they were trying to stop that. Now, you know what? Let's talk about that a little bit. Just because they do this down here, they run across like a day before they're supposed to be, or they might be in the hours of labor, and they run over real quick and then they lay down on the ground, because what else are you going to do? So you take them to the hospital and their baby's born here, so they get to stay.
Right.
And that's not fair. That's not fair.
No, it's not. That's not entering legally. That's not entering legally. I always thought that was crazy. I mean, if you say you go over to another country, say I went over to Italy, if I give birth there, does that mean I get to stay there because I gave birth?
I don't think so.
Like, I don't think so either.
I don't think so. Royal Apple, if somebody goes to Italy, and they give birth, does that mean that their child can stay there and they can stay there in Italy because the child was born there?
Birthright.
Do they have a birthright and get to stay there? Just curious. That was a lie. Yes, ma'am. That was a big lie. That was Secret Service that went in. And that was because some kid mouthed off and said he was going to do something allegedly to the president. Yep, that was bad.
Right.
And did you notice? Oh, they had a place. There's a website you can go to, and it will tell you're right.
Excuse me.
And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Let's talk about that for a second. They have rights because they're citizens of another country, but they're here, but they're not citizens of our country. So they're kind of citizens.
I'll be right back.
They're citizens of purgatory. That's right, Donna. That's what I thought, because I don't think that you could, because that's kind of a scam doing that, being able to get away with that like that. But I did find they were talking about I got to some of the interviews of some of the J6ers, and one guy came out and he's going to need a lot of therapy and a lot of help. But I got a story to tell you that was funny. I was watching Cowboy Logic, and there were these two J6ers on there. I think it was Megs and McCormick or McConley. So anyway, and McConley or McCormick, I can't remember what his name was. Anyway, he was special services, and he was telling what happened on J6, and he said, you knew what was going down. The plan was there. You could see it. You knew exactly how they were going to take it down and exactly what they were going to do. He said you need three forms of things to make a riot happen and everything break out. Instigators, and one was instigators, and the other was something, the other two were something else. And he said, and it was all in a line so they could get the crowd to bloom up and start fighting. Anyway, he spent the whole 4 years in there, and unbelievable. The stories that he told was unbelievable. But the one story he told is the guy that was next to him. I'm daring myself to try. You know what? I've been trying to lose weight. We'll see. That's a joke. So one of the stories he told is this: all of these letters started pouring into him, right? And he kept writing back and forth to this one lady in California, and they were writing back and forth. And Meg said, "Hey, you know what? I think this." Megs goes, "You're sure getting a lot of letters from that one lady." And he said, "Well, I think she kind of likes me." And so Megs at this point had been put in control of the mail stuff. Wait till you hear this, Linda. You're not going to believe it. Was so funny. So in the commissary, you can order all kinds of things. And because of DC, the DC jail is unisex, whatever. You know, I mean, you can have males or females. Their commissary list is the same way. They have the option of ordering female things in there, and a lot of them said that they order female deodorant because it's better. But anyway, long story short, he ordered a pair of panties that were 5X.
Oh my gosh.
And he rolled them all up when he got them, and he got his envelope, and he sweated off the stamps and put it on the envelope and opened it up and stapled it shut so it looked like they had looked at it, whatever. And he took it down to this McCormick and had the lady's address on it. And then he said, I walked back down my cell, and he said, all of a sudden, I heard, oh my God. And the guy said they're talking about it, and he goes, the one that got the panties goes, yeah, you wouldn't believe it. And they really stretched. He said, that
You know how big they had to be?
5X?
Oh my God, they had to be
Yeah.
ginormous.
Right. And then they stretch. And so I guess the guy goes, and this is a guy that did special services, so he works out all the time and everything. He goes, this lady really needs to work out. And so
Wow.
Megs finally told him the real truth, what had happened, that he had sent it. And he started laughing. He goes, I can't believe you did this to me. He said that thing got those underwear got traveled around. He said, I didn't know whether to use them as a bed sheet or I could just 5X. I mean,
A parachute.
Yeah. I mean, and then you could stretch them.
But just imagine the body of 5X.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, that's one of those 600-pound wide.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. Or bigger.
It's got to be.
Because your undies are supposed to fit a little tight. So or you'll have some quitters on. I don't know, but I tell you what, I laughed so hard. I thought that was one of the best things that I'd heard, the best stories I'd heard out of all of them. I thought, yeah, they had to do things to make the time pass.
Right.
It was so horrific.
Yeah.
I can't imagine spending time in a jail waiting to see a judge for 4 years. Being tortured.
Right.
They said their food came to them with mold in it, or on the top of it. They had maggots in their food. I mean, it was awful. So what they're trying to do now is they're trying to get some reform, some prison. That's what the J6ers are doing. They're trying to push some prison reform. Yeah. Because you do something wrong. Yeah, there's some people in there like the one from Venezuela we need to send back. We don't want them here.
Right.
No,
I wonder what they're feeding Diddy.
Well, Diddy probably he has his own menu, I'm sure, because he.
But does he?
Oh, I'm sure, KM. I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure. There's going to be so many lawsuits.
You know what? Honestly, I don't think they're going to have to sue.
No, I think that Trump's going to take care of them.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to have to sue.
You know what? That's what I say, Donna, too. I say that close it down because you know what? He said that they got treated worse than any animal has ever been treated, ever. But then I saw Monkey Works, and Monkey Works said allegedly a lot of them were in Gitmo, and that's why they couldn't send them back right away, let them loose immediately, because they had to get them back to set them loose.
A few of them were sent. Well, I know one of them was sent to Arizona for unrelated charges.
See? And then there was the one guy, and he's still in there right now. They can't get him out. And they're saying that when they came to pick him up, okay, mind you, this is a Green Beret, and he has children. Okay. And they said that when they went to pick him up, he had a grenade. And it was within the kid's wrist. I mean, they dropped it. They dropped it, just like they dropped drugs on people. They dropped it.
Either that or else it was a dummy grenade.
I don't think he didn't have that. What they did is the cops dropped it and said he had it, and they framed him. I think that's my own personal opinion.
I mean,
But
anything is possible. You just never know.
I think that they got butt hurt because it was our U.S. military.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
I mean, you think that somebody, what is your view? What do you think about the grenade?
Me?
Yeah.
I think it's either one of two things. Either they planted it, or if he's military, he might collect artifacts. And it could have very easily have been like a World War One, what they consider a dummy hand grenade. Either or. Either or.
Well,
I don't believe a Green Beret having children in the home would have a live grenade in his
no,
home.
no. And I'm going to tell you something really funny right now. My Clyde wanted a metal detector one time because he was going to find all these special treasures. You know, he was playing Pirate Clyde at that time. And this thing started beeping, 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 and he dug it up, and it was a grenade in our backyard.
Wow.
But then we were right next to the naval base, and so we felt like it was probably just a fake one or something. You know, I don't know, but it's around here somewhere. But it's rusted and old and gross, and yeah.
Right.
I mean, it couldn't do anything unless you hit somebody with it. Threw it.
Boing.
You're right. Oops. She hit me with a grenade. Your head wouldn't even be here if I hit you with a grenade.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Look at that. See, they have live ones that come in to the fun days. Speaking of grenades, I've got to bring up Illinois for a second. I got to see, was it your mayor or your governor of Illinois that said, well, we want to keep these people here that are working, but of course we want to get the criminals out, but we want to be able to keep the good ones here. Yeah. Now, you know what? Here's the thing. We can't cherry pick here. Sad to say, but you can't.
All or none.
You gotta get them all out of here.
Right.
And then they can go through the right channels to come back in.
Right.
But you can't say, okay, well, I'm going to send him home and I'm going to keep her and I'm going to send him home for sure. But I might consider keeping him. No, you can't do that. You got to be fair all around and just do a total sweep. And then they can go through the channels and get here the way they're supposed to.
If they've signed up for asylum or signed up for visas or signed up for something, if they are documented, you know, as far as coming into the country and fingerprinted, and this is where I am, and this is my phone number, and, you know, that kind of documented.
Right.
There's a difference.
Well, you know, they're picking up people from 2017 that were here illegal. There was one from 2017. And you know what? Here's something amazing about that one. That one, they picked him up. And he had just been let out of jail 5 days. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
I mean, and how did he get in jail without being, they didn't know that he was undocumented?
I don't know, but he had just been released.
That's what I'm saying. What is wrong with there's something really wrong with our system. They're not cross-referencing or something.
That might have been some of the people that Biden decided to let go. Because he was involved in a vehicular DUI that caused death. That's what it
Oh.
was. And so he said, I did my 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah, that's what I thought. 6
Where
years.
are you from that you only get 6 years for murder?
Right?
Either vehicular or shooting a gun. It's the same thing. You still killed somebody.
You know what? You're right, Royal Apple. A lot of people are counting on their tax returns to pay off their cards or at least make a big payment on them. But if this executive order goes through where it's not the IRS, but the XRS, Trump is saying that some of that money can filter down.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was, and I drink Colombian coffee.
See, I don't.
I do. I drink Colombian coffee, and I thought, Pedro, quit drinking the tequila and take your people back. just be nice and just take them back. You know, if you don't take them back, we're going to have to take the bus and take them back for you.
Right.
I mean, what do you do? What do you do? There's so many executive orders that he has passed and he has signed. Our world,
He was going to sign more tonight.
our nation is getting ready to do a complete pivot in a week and a half. It's like, hang on to your bootstrings. It's getting ready to just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to talk much about deportation because old Clyde ain't here to talk about it with us. And he's been really looking into the deportation thing deep. So I wanted him to have something to talk about before I said, yeah, well, shut up. We already talked about that. Well, we already talked about that too. Social Security took most of my raise for insurance. I ended up with 25 or more. Well, that's supposed to change too.
Sounds about right what they do.
Well, see, I just read another thing I just read is Social Security is supposed to go up to 2,200 a person across the board.
That would be nice.
Or the people that are making less than that are supposed to get 2,200 or something, or on allegedly, you know, let's say
Right.
that.
Right.
Right now, who knows what's going to happen? I just know that it's going to do a complete pivot. Well, we're going to be in a whirlwind. Things are going to be so different.
Yeah.
December of next year, I'm going to be looking over going, Linda, I can't believe this. Can you believe this? I don't have to wear my wig anymore because I have freedom of speech and I can say whatever I want to. And I don't have to hide anymore.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Donna, and they were saying that today, and I was like, that's allegedly. It's in the pipeline right now, and well, that's because nobody can live off of $900.
Donna, when I first started collecting Social Security disability, that's what I was getting was $900 a month.
Look
It
at
took me 10 years, and I'm still not even at 1,500.
Look at this. Yeah, and I heard about
Hi, Sandra.
That's the one from China, right? Sandra, it was the Chinese were smuggling in all that stuff. And it had that. What is that? What are those big evergreen? Those big storage? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I think the first thing they need to look at is evergreen. They need to really do a deep dive on evergreen because evergreen is got a lot of shady stuff going on around it.
Yeah, isn't it owned by Clinton?
Is containers? Yeah, you know what? Their containers are evergreen. But you know what? Is it known? Is it owned by Clinton or is it owned by Soros? And Soros is getting ready to buy right now another radio station in Louisiana. You got to see what happened. They didn't do anything. They just busted it and opened it all up, and it was all Chinese stuff. So Timu was saying there's something smiling. There's something. Oh, I didn't hear that. Wow. I didn't hear that.
No, I didn't hear that either.
Wow.
Oh,
You know what? Soros is you heard Soros. Oh, did you heard that Soros was dead? Well, he must have passed here not too long ago. Well, you know what? Maybe that's why his son got his thing. Of course, they say that he brought up his son very strategically so that his son can take over the empire.
Yeah.
Just like Kim Jong-un raised his sister right or whatever. Everybody gets somebody.
Right.
You know, I am telling you, there's always somebody in the background getting ready to step in their place because these people train the others to do it. And it's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic.
Yep.
You know, it's going to get interesting, guys. I'm telling you, it's going to get extremely interesting.
It is.
And right now, it's like all shock and awe right now. But you know, my thing is the news shouldn't be reporting some of the things I say, like, well, you know, we got so many from here and we got so many from there and we got so many and our next destination is here.
Right.
They'll be telling us where you're going. They don't need to know where we're going. Yeah. You know? We don't need to know. Just tell us how many you got. They said there is 630,000 notorious criminals.
Here?
Yes. 630,000 notorious criminals here right now.
Well, those of you that are in high migration areas, keep your doors locked.
Well, and you know, the thing is some of those people can live in the cold. They're used to it, like the ones from Afghanistan and over in there.
Hello, ladies.
Well, hello. Did you want to join us?
What's going on?
We were just talking about how they just picked up some people.
What are you talking about? How come you locked me out?
I locked you out.
And you left the light off. She's mean.
I didn't lock him out.
You did.
I did.
Yeah, my Missy. Look at how sweet she is.
I didn't lock you out. They were saying there's 630,000 notorious criminals here.
That doesn't shock me. What shocked me was 250,000 kids that have been born just in 2023. That's 500,000 people in 2 years that are considered citizens that are because they were born here. That just.
Well, that's probably why Trump is putting a kibosh on that.
Yeah. And that's a crazy number.
That is. I didn't realize that.
And I didn't know that either.
Mm-mm.
That was just 1 year. 4 years, that's 1 million kids.
Right.
Well, they're saying, where are they? Where are they?
No, that's the 300,000 that are missing.
Yeah. I mean, it's an ungodly amount of number. But they're worried about separating. We don't have to worry about separating them. Just send them home with the dad and the mama.
Right.
Get the hell out of here.
Well, it was like we were saying, you can't cherry pick.
No.
You're
No,
here, you're illegal, you don't have paperwork. You go
Right.
home. You
Right.
go home. You know, and
You're
you go,
illegal and you gave birth, so take it with you.
Yeah.
right.
You can't go to Mexico and have a kid there and say you're a Mexican.
See?
No,
Take a bean.
no, you can't. I couldn't go there and have a child.
Mm-mm.
Although I'd be afraid to, because I don't think their medical system's as good as ours.
No.
I don't know, but they sure their pharmacy is better than ours.
I know you can just go to any pharmacy you want and get whatever you want. You just go in and say, "This is what I want."
Right.
And they give it to you.
Right.
That's nice.
Calico.
Look at that. You're a styling dude.
Mm-hmm.
Did someone feel sorry for you?
No, that was the Betsy Johnson people.
They felt sorry for you.
They always feel sorry for me.
I thought it might have been the what was her name? Alejandro or Angelina.
Oh, the one that sent you the Christmas card.
Oh God.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I gotta tell you a story here. Clyde got a Christmas card at work, and she was saying Merry Christmas, and they, she was just thanking him for helping her and
Adjust her glasses.
try and fix her glasses that she didn't buy there. And then she sent him a 5x7 picture of herself.
So you remember what I looked like.
Yeah, so you could remember what I look like. So when I come back in, you can take me to lunch.
You ladies are cruel.
Oh my goodness.
Well, everybody needs love, even if they look like a werewolf.
Yeah,
was,
we were teasing him for a couple of days about that.
Yeah, and you know what? Mysteriously, did you throw that card away?
Yep.
I thought you did, because I couldn't find it. I wanted to show it to someone.
Did he keep the picture?
I was going to make it live so they never could see it. Did you throw her picture away too?
Of course I did.
Well, that's awful.
Now you're not going to remember what she looked like.
Yeah, now you won't know what she looks like when she goes back.
In the door, she'll remind me.
Oh, you think she'll remind you who she is?
Yeah, I always do.
She'll be like, "Hi, Clyde."
Hi, Clyde. Do you remember me? I sent you a 5x7 of what I look like.
You had your clothes on. I'm gonna get cleaned up.
That was bad. They're going to censor us now. Did you hear what he said? Thank God she had her clothes on.
I heard that. I heard that.
That was bad.
Whew.
Well, I'm going to tell you ladies something. I've been married this year will be 37 years. And there's not been a day that Clyde has not wore his wedding band. So that woman, Angelita, whatever, I'm sure saw the wedding band. But, some people just don't care.
Some people don't care. But then you got people like me that wear a ring on my hand.
That aren't.
And I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
It just means don't bother me. But that
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
He is. KMM, he's keeper. After 37 years, forget it. I wouldn't
Oh,
want
good
to.
golly, you couldn't get rid of them after 37 years.
Well, I wouldn't want to, but I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't want to
I would
start.
want to start over and train somebody all over again.
Well, I didn't believe man train him.
Not me. I don't want to start all over and train somebody.
It's hard. It's well, I'm not going to say it was hard. It's actually been pretty easy. I look back and think, holy cow, it's been 37 years almost. Where did the time go? You know? But
Yeah.
he better make sure that he's got the paperwork, the documents, or I'm calling ICE.
I've known my first husband for 47 years.
That's a long time.
And I've known my second husband. It'll be 40 years next month.
Well, congratulations to KMM. She'll be 49 years. You know what? That stands a standing ovation because not very many people make it that far.
Right.
You know, it's like trade them in and get two of them half their age. No
my
thanks.
aunt will be married 50 years this July.
That's amazing. I just think that is incredible. And you know what? She took her vows seriously.
Well, some of us take them seriously and just can't deal with bullshit.
What did that one comedian say? The man doesn't hear any of the other words but obey.
Yeah.
Obey.
Right. I got your obey.
I got your obey. I ain't obeying nowhere.
I don't obey anybody.
No.
I obey myself.
Now I have a hard time doing that sometimes.
Right, exactly. Keeps telling you, no, 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 no. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. No, 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 no.
You know that little person on your shoulder that sits there and you go, should I? And then you got the other one on you. Go ahead, do it. Do it. Should I? No, don't do it. Yeah, do it. Do it.
And then you flip the good one off. Boop.
All right, now what were you saying again? I don't do this.
Oh my dear Lord.
Oh, no. Oh, you know what? We have a ball. He's a little he's a little drier than I am. But he's okay. He's funny. He's a riot. So back to the big news here. You're getting another storm. You guys over there, right? Y'all know it. Did you know it? You're getting another storm. I just like to be that. Yeah, there's 2 of them coming in February that are supposed to be big, and I thought, who drummed up that one? They're over there stirring their churn. Yeah.
I have a question. Did anybody watch Trump as he was speaking today?
Yeah,
tonight?
I did. He looked awful tired, and his voice sounded like it was a little dry or a little.
But did you hear him goofing around, saying that he raised enough money he could run for a 3rd term?
Yeah, but I think he's serious about that.
Well, he said, no, I can't run for a 3rd term. Can I run for a 3rd term? Well, maybe I can. Yeah,
because actually, I think that's one of the things that he was going to. But here's the thing with that. If he ever got that law to pass where he could run for a 3rd term, that would give Obama the chance to run for a 3rd term. And a lot of others.
Well, we know Biden's out of it. I don't think Obama would run for a 3rd term. He already did his 3.
Right? There you go. Maybe that's why he's saying a 3rd term. Maybe that's what that's all about, that somebody picked up on that.
Yeah.
I saw that Biden became a 3rd stage Freemason. It's a good thing he's not a 33 stage Freemason. You know, those are the ones that are really up there. Oh, you think that it was Walmart that's doing the smuggling stuff, putting fake Chinese stuff on their site? Well, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me any. You know what? He looks like he's lost a lot of weight, but I'm going to tell you guys, and nobody wants to believe it, but the very, very, very first president in American history to get a divorce is going to be Obama. Him and Michelle said, I've had enough. I've had enough of you.
No, there was another president that got divorced.
Who? Well, yeah. Reagan was divorced and remarried, but
no, I want to go back to like Taft or Grover Cleveland or
I don't know.
back.
I don't know. Let me look. But
I know there's only been one president that was never married.
Who was that?
I can't remember. Hey Siri, which president was never married?
James Buchanan was the only president to never.
Oh, okay, well, I can understand that.
My life.
James
This
Buchanan.
answer is from
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's see who they are. Okay, so it says only one president, James Buchanan, remained a bachelor for his entire life, Nelson said, but he had a good reason for not marrying. James Buchanan was unmarried at the time he was in office, is widely thought of have been what would today be called gay.
Oh, I was right.
Okay.
His sister,
John Tyler and Woodrow Wilson both lost their wives during their presidency.
His sister ran the White House, Buchanan's, as the first lady.
Oh, look at that. It says the Clintons displayed the political power of avoiding divorce because of Lewinsky. And then, of course, some presidents like Franklin Roosevelt faced the possibility of divorce after his wife discovered his affair. Well, and Lady Bird had somebody in the basement.
Well, yeah. I mean, none of them are perfect. And
But
none of us are perfect.
I don't think it was a man in the basement.
Oh, my goodness.
It's all scandalous.
Ooh.
But I think, right? Amanda Grace did say the Lord's gonna kick off one of the O's and one of the A's, and it's gonna be bam. He's gonna lose an O and an A. It's gonna be bam. That's what's gonna happen to Obama. That's his new name.
Bam.
Bam, bam. So,
bam, bam, bam.
bam, 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 bam. You know what? Yeah, that's all he's done is beat us down.
Right.
Because Harrison's lost his wife, Carolyn, and married his niece. Well, see, and look at all that stuff. And they don't want us to know. And now they're gonna release the JFK stuff. That's gonna be interesting.
Right.
And I think he said he was looking into the Epstein files.
Right.
And see if we can release those and RFK, see what, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think those people want us to do that, do they?
No.
I don't think so.
All right, ladies.
It's that time, y'all.
That time.
Tomorrow we will be aboard the deportation bus. I know. But we don't want y'all to get bored with us. So tomorrow we'll be aboard the deportation bus and Clyde will be driving. And we will be with some deportation news. Some real goodies. Love you guys. Love y'all.
That like on the way out.
Everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.
Bye.
Good
Night, honey.